Hey folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you all? First of all, thank you for still being here. And second thing is that this video is going to be very interesting because we will be now starting with, not starting actually, we will be stopping building apps, but rather we will be starting with intelligently generating those apps. So to do that, to supercharge your mobile app development workflow, what I'm going to use AI for that. Obviously, there is AI everywhere, but we will be diving into something that will fundamentally change how you think about coding. And I am here talking about Gemini CLI, right? So this is what we will be focusing on. So as mobile app developers, or let's say especially in Flutter ecosystem, because most of the viewers are from Flutter background, we are constantly battling with boilerplate code, hunting down obscure errors, repetitive tasks, and a lot of other things like integrating complex APIs. It's time consuming, it's draining, it's honestly, sometimes it just feels like we are reinventing the wheel again and again. So to stop that, what we are going to do, we are going to use this command line tool that can be your intelligent co-pilot, or you can say maybe a mind reading assistant, right? Or anything, whatever you want to call it. So Gemini CLI it's Google's open source AI agent that brings the power of Gemini directly to your command line. And it's not about just asking simple question. It is about automating, generating, deeply understanding your projects, which you were not able to do earlier, right? What exactly we are going to do? Let's try with like maybe installing it first. Also, it's open source and it generally comes with like very good free tier access. So it gives you a lot of good number of context tokens basically. So what I'm going to do, first of all, make sure you have npm installed. Once you have installed it, so we can just say npm install -g, which means for global, and @google/Gemini CLI. This will make sure that Gemini CLI is installed in your terminal. So you can use any terminal, whatever you prefer. Once you have the terminal ready, what you'll have to do is that you'll just have to set up basic of it. You can just run this command called Gemini, and it will show you that it will ask me to log in to my account, which I can try logging in. Let's see if it works. So basically, if you will set it up for the first time, it will ask you to select the theme as well. So let me just switch my account here and let's see if this works. Okay, I think it did work, right? So I have this setup already. So as you can see on the right side, I am using Gemini 2.5 Pro and 100% of the context is left. So let's start with typing a message. So I can say explain the concept of state management in Flutter. Let's see what it replies. Maybe I can also say focusing on block and provider. I don't want to get into the debate, by the way. So as soon as I write this, just a moment, I am finding the right theme. So it is finding the theme for me. Right now I have selected Dracula theme. You can select any theme. For the first time when you'll install it, you will get the option. Let's see. So you can see what it is doing. It is giving you some answers also, what it is trying to do. It is analyzing the comparison. It is doing a lot of things. So you can see in the terminal itself. Let me just increase the size of the terminal, and maybe if I can increase the font size as well. So you can see that here's an explanation in Flutter focusing what is state. It is explaining me state, problem with set state, and then it is giving me all those things. So basically it is chat GPT here in your terminal, and it is also giving very nicely these examples in a very nice formatted way with the theming as well. And it is showing you the state model, providing you all those things, pros and cons. And block also, we can see that it has given me very good explanation, and there is also comparison as well. So I think this is a very good answer. This is what we are looking for. What we can do is now we can maybe go and ask it to generate a Flutter app. Let's try it. Can you generate a Flutter app for me? Also, what I can do is I can ask it questions around other things like YouTube ideas and all those kind of things. I'll come back to this, but I'm just thinking what is the main purpose of the app? And yeah, it can do that for me. But before we do that, let me try asking some other questions. Let's say brainstorm 5 unique, maybe YouTube video ideas for a series on Flutter, let's assume something like that. And I can say include a catchy title and brief 2 sentence description. So what I'm trying to say is ki just I brainstorm 5 unique YouTube ideas for me. I am making a series on Flutter, include a catchy title and brief 2 sentence description. So you can see it has generated 5 unique ideas for me. Flutter UI speedrun challenge, demystifying Flutter's render engine. It is also giving me a title and description. Flutter for more than just mobile, the forbidden Flutter widgets, AI powered Flutter apps. So again, this is very interesting. We can have a file, maybe you can have a CSV file of, let's say you have feedbacks of user and you can ask it, that I have a file name feedback.txt, something like that. And you can ask it that read the file and summarize the main positive and negative sentiments by the users. And also you can ask it to extract any recurring feature request. For example, you have list of feature requests at one place, right? Even you can ask, let's say, diagnose potential, let's say, reasons why my Wi-Fi is slow even though I have high speed internet plan. So anything like you feel like you should ask someone, it that someone could be it, right? And also I can say suggest steps I can take to troubleshoot. So this is also I can do. And as soon as I enter it, refining the YouTube steps, analyzing Wi-Fi issues. So you can see it is trying to give me some response for that as well. And let's see if it can do that work for me. So you can see, so potential reasons for Wi-Fi slow, router placement and obstructions, how I can do that. Everything is right in the terminal itself. And there are all the steps as well as I asked it to mention. And even like I can use router's admin panel and see all those kind of things. Another thing which I would want to ask is probably that outline the step by step process for setting up a new Linux web server from scratch on a cloud VM. So this is a little bit complex thing. So include key commands for each step. Okay. Yeah. So this is a little bit complex command I am giving. So what I want to understand how I can set up a new Linux web server from scratch on a cloud virtual machine. And that's why I asked it to include key commands also for each of the steps, right? So as you can see, this is something which you can do. And there are a lot of things like this which you can do. So now I'll come back to basic and I'll start with an app and I'll ask it. It can generate a Flutter app for me. So maybe I can generate Flutter app myself. Let's see. And you can see it has already started giving me instruction on how I can install and do things like to generate, like to create my first Linux web server. It has given me a lot of details about it, and I think it's very explanatory. It's very well presented as well. So again, I'm not going into details of that, but I am going to do something which I would want to do is that I want to create a Flutter app. So what I'm going to do is create a Flutter app to showcase what Gemini can do. Okay. So what I have said is that create a Flutter app to showcase what Gemini can do. It's just a demo kind of project which I'm asking it to do. And now it is saying that I'm going to run this command called Flutter create Gemini showcase app. Now I can allow it once or I can always allow. So I'll select always allow just because do it a lot of times. Okay. And now it is saying that, okay, I have done this. I have created this. And now we can go to CD Gemini. Okay. It is also fetching the dependencies for me. You can see this. It's not just about creating widget, but it's running Flutter pub add Google generative AI as well inside that thing. And it is setting up for things for me. Also, it is saying that this code will create the user interface and handle the communication with the Gemini API. And now you can see allow once or always allow PWD, which is present working directory. And now I have the absolute path. I will write the code to this particular path, which is interesting. What I can do is, oh, it is it's doing that. Allow once, and I have to keep allowing, or I can say always allow these kind of tasks so that every time it just takes whatever it is required. Would you like me to run the application? Not really right now. I don't want to run it, but I want to see it. Can you open this project in my VS Code? Let's see if it can do that. What I have tried to ask it is that, can you open this project in my VS Code? Directory cannot be absolute, must be relative. And it says allow once, yes. And you can see it has opened it in my VS Code, which is right now set default to like cursor. So it is opening it in cursor. Okay, this is pretty good. Now what I want to do, I can say, this is going to be interesting now. What I want to do is generate a Flutter, let's say, stateless widget for a user profile card. Okay, profile card. It should display a circle avatar, let's say. Okay, circle avatar, user's name, email, and two elevated button widgets for edit profile and logout. Okay, logout. Ensure that it's responsive and uses sensible padding. Okay, so what I have tried to ask it is that you have to generate a stateless Flutter widget, and we are creating a user profile card. It should display a circle avatar, user's name, email, and all those kind of things. So now it is, as you can see, it is generating this user profile card. And on the same time, I think you can look here as well. Here it is saying that it is a chat screen, things like that. It has created a very basic demo for me already. Now it has created this example app, user profile card, Gemini AI. And I don't think that it has done this thing in the code right now, but okay. So it has created something. Let's try to say, can you add it to my app, which we just created? Because what I feel is that it could not understand the concept that I already created an app. I want to do things in there. So now it is saying that first I will create a new file named user profile card in the lib directory, and I can say always allow here so that it knows always allow. And now it is making sure that it has all the things in place. So now I can probably see user profile card. Yes, I can see it. It is doing that. And we can also use it for smart debugging, right? Or problem solving. For example, let's say we are getting error like platform exception related to Firebase, or we can say analyze the current projects, right? And I'm getting this particular problem. You can also ask it to clean the project, all those kind of things. I think this will probably work very well. And let me try to do some other things. Let's check it if it is able to do all the necessary things for me. It is, see, you can see we have profile screen now. And in the meantime, what you can do is that you can replace this profile screen over here on the top rather than chat screen. And you can also say, can you run the app? So it will also run the app for me most likely, and I want to see the result now what it has just created. Also, one interesting thing is that I'm not giving any Gemini API key right now. I'm just trying to see what it can do in my Flutter code, and that's what my intentions are right now. So it is saying that it is analyzing execution strategy, and it will run this code on my iPhone 16 Pro in debug mode. It's just a simulator, guys. It's not an actual device, by the way. I want to see like till what extent it can go. I have just changed one line of code here, which I have just changed from chat screen to profile screen. That also I could have used AI for, right? It's like I could have given this command, but I thought it was easier for me to do it than asking AI to do it. And you can see 98% context is still left. So even after, I think maybe we might have given 10 odds commands, we are still in a very good shape with a lot of bandwidth available for us for today at least. So I think it's this context, whatever we are getting is for per day basis. That's what my understanding is. And now Xcode build is done. Let's see what UI we are getting. So I'll just open the simulator. And you can see I have this circle avatar with name and this email. And as I asked, it has this edit profile button and a logout button, which is very nice actually. Now, what I want to do is, oh, I think it's done. You can just say it is done. Now, what I want to do is write, let's see if I can, okay, it's still analyzing something. What I'll do is write test case for, or maybe we can just say write test case for user profile. Okay, user profile. Yeah, I'll just write that. I don't want to give it full context. I want it to be smart enough to understand what is user profile. Okay, this test will cover the following scenarios. Okay, now it is saying, of course, I will write widget test for user profile card, and I want to read it again. It says that what it is. The test will cover the following scenario: renders correctly, placeholder avatar is there, network image avatar is there, and button callbacks are there. And it is already starting writing the test, and I can see the test over here as well. And then I'll try to run this test as well. So once it is done, let me know. So it is verifying the test as well. And as you can see, it is running the test. And some tests failed actually. User profile card calls on logout when logout button is tapped. So this test failed. Now it is debugging it. So that's what exactly what I wanted to show you. And it is evaluating widget errors. It is fixing the widget finders. It is resolving network image errors. A lot of things it is trying to do. This is very interesting, guys. As a senior developer, if you are a senior developer, this can become your junior developer, or you can call it an intern. You can get, I think everyone gets all the job done by intern anyway. And these days, companies think intern can do everything. So let it be your intern and get the job done. And in the meantime, I can grab some tea or coffee. It is doing its work. Even though it was a very small use case, but it is still found the issue. And you know, the good part is that it is also giving you diagnosis. It's not directly doing things. It is giving you a diagnosis that what exactly happened, what is the plan to fix it as well. I will correct the button tests to use more reliable method. And it is saying that excellent, all tests have passed, the user profile card widget is now verified. And this is very interesting. So as you can see, all the things which we want it to do, it is doing that, right? Moreover, what you can do is you can try with various tools. Let's see what else we can do. So now you can press slash here and you can see auth, bug, chat, clear, compress, editor, help, MCP, all the kind of setup you can do here. For some reason, I don't know why it starts highlighting things for me, which I really don't want, but yeah. Yeah, these are all the things which you can do: privacy, quit, states, themes, tools. So if you'll slash tools, if you select this slash tools, it will give you all the tools available, right? Read folder, read file, search text, find files, edit, write file, web fetch, read many files, shells, save memory, all those kind of things. This is a very good thing. You should know this. Also, what you can do to understand your project's need better. So what I can do is I can go here, I can create a new file called Gemini on capital and .md. So this is a readme file basically. This is a markdown file where I can write some sort of context, right? For example, I can copy some of the context. Let's say project context for Gemini AI. This is a Flutter e-commerce application using reverb board for state management. UI should follow material 3 design guidelines. All network request uses DO. So basically, when you will start using Gemini CLI, it will look for this file gemini.md. If you have some instructions over there, it will use those instructions. This could be very good for you. And like maybe you can also ask it to create a new feature branch. For example, even we can ask it to do some GitHub specific things. For example, let's say create a new, what we can call it, create a new feature branch named feature slash product reviews, something like that. Anything you can ask it to do. And maybe generate a readme as well. You can write a full paragraph, by the way, explaining. So what I wanted to write, but I didn't write, was create a new feature branch named feature slash product reviews, then generate a Flutter screen for submitting product reviews, including star rating, text input. Now write the unit tests, allow once, and then finally generate a readme. So all in one go with the like context passed between these steps. And you can see it is running git init, and I think it is doing what I asked it to do. And here you can see it is also running a command called git checkout b branch feature slash product reviews. So that is also very interesting. I think you can see it, right? It has also generated one readme for me. So guys, this is what you can do with like Gemini CLI. This is not just a fancy new tool. It's a paradigm shift. And I think this is currently in preview, but it will evolve rapidly. And I think the best way would be to get your hands dirty to learn this particular tool. Just download it via your npm command, experiment with it, and let me know in the comments as well that how Gemini CLI is transforming your app development workflow, what amazing things you are building or you have already built, right? I'm anyway very curious to know. So anyway, guys, see, it created the branch product reviews for me. By the way, if you found this tutorial very helpful or felt that, these AI superpowers are like now given to you, then hit that like button, subscribe for more such videos, and also press the notification bell icon so you don't miss out anything next, which I will be coming up with. Happy coding, and may your terminals be ever intelligent.